Hi readers, I'm Rachel from Never Enough Novels, and today I'm sharing 4 single dad romance books with you. These books are one of my favorites because they feature great dads, and who doesn't fall in love with a guy who knows how to work with kids? 2 of the books are more sweet, and 2 of them are pretty steamy, so let's see what they are. The first book is by an author that is lesser known, but she's one of my favorites. And the book is Cinder Nanny by Soraya Wilson. In this book, Diana is desperate for some money and she wants to help her sister with a much needed medical procedure, so she agrees to a nannying job that pays a ridiculous amount. And while she is taking care of this little boy, the boy befriends a girl who also happens to be at the same vacation spot, and her dad turns out to be an earl from England. Now, when Diana took the job, she wasn't exactly honest about her qualifications, but she's hoping she could bluff her way through for a few months. Until she starts to spend more time with this Earl, and she wants to see where it goes, but she knows she's hiding some things from her past. The next book is called Make a Wish by Helena Hunting. Now, this is technically the 3rd book in the series, but you do not need to read the other 2 books to get a feel for it. Make a Wish focuses on Harley, who is one of the Sparks sisters, and she had this incident in her past where she was a nanny for a young dad who had just lost his wife. And back then, this was about 10 years ago, she kind of made a move on him during this one late night, and after that everything went to pieces and he moved away and she hasn't heard from him in 10 years. Well, now it's a decade later and he happens to show up at one of the events at the hotel that her sisters and her run. Now, she's wary about getting involved with this dad and his daughter again, but she just can't seem to stop spending time with the daughter because she remembers her so well and loves the little girl that she's turned into. Everyone cautions her against, getting too involved with this family again, but she just can't help herself. There's also a nasty mother-in-law in the equation and a dad who is still trying to get over his issues from his wife and his mother-in-law's intrusions on him and his daughter's lives. So there's kind of a forbidden romance aspect as well, but this is a great book and I love the whole series. The 3rd book that I'm recommending is The Wrong Kind of Love by Lexi Ryan. Now get ready for a wild ride. So our main character finds out on her wedding day that her sister is pregnant with her fiance's baby. So there's a lot going on to start off the book, but she flees just to get away from the whole situation and ends up in the arms of a stranger on the night of her supposed to be wedding. Well, while she's trying to distance herself from her family and the mess that's going on, she decides to take a temporary nanny job. And who is the guy but the stranger from the night before? She never intends to get deeply involved in this little family, but as time goes on, she just can't help herself. And the last book I'm recommending today is Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is kind of a cowboy romance as well, so if you're into that, you'll love this single dad romance. This book was crazy popular on Book Talk, which is how it first came across my radar. Our main character, Willa, is a city girl who takes a short-term job nannying for a rancher who is also a single dad. Now, she immediately senses some attraction to the guy, but he just shows no interest in her, at least until a late night game one night turns their relationship quite steamy. All of a sudden, they go from just working together to can't get enough of each other, but the time on her job is ticking and she isn't sure if she's willing to give up the city life to become a rancher's wife. I hope you find one of these single dad romance books that you'll absolutely love, and if you want more book recommendations, make sure you subscribe to my channel.